Hello and welcome back to the 90s Mad Podcast, your podcast for all things Newcastle United. I'm here joined by my co-host, my long-term serving Newcastle United supporting buddies, AC and Jefferson. You good?
Very well. Let's get into it.
Oh, hell yeah!
There's no introductions. This is an instant reaction. Here we are.
Before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Get your comments in. We welcome all Man United fans as well. If you want to have your say as well. Yeah, man. Let's get into it. Like you said, no need for introduction, Ron. We're here after the humbling of Old Trafford, the 2-0 win against the Red Devils. Boy, what's that? What's that? Five in a row? 5 in a row now? Yeah.
Is it 5 in all comps?
5 in all comps, 4 in the league.
In the Premier League, yeah.
And in the league with no goals conceded in that 4-game run as well. So, boy, nothing to complain about, right?
Clean sheets.
Clean sheet, scoring goals, creating chances. What could we better? You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Let's get into it. So, obviously, we talk about the lineup. Well, first of all, overall thoughts on the game, innit? We'll give you a brief. We'll start with you, AC, because you said that we were going to smash Man United, and you was looking forward to this more than any of us.
I was looking forward to it. I predicted 3-1. That was my prediction. I went into this really confident because I was just thinking about our momentum right now, and I knew Man United's midfield could not handle us. I knew it. I friggin' knew it. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we saw our midfield just walk through their midfield. Right? Obviously, this game went through different moments, and we'll talk about that. But that first 30 minutes, bro, they were just doing like 1-2 passes through the midfield, like it was nothing, right? But the thing is, as well, is that there's one thing I do realize about this team is that when we're good going forward, and people can't handle us because there's a lot of options, and you saw a lot of options happening. It's just like, bro, everyone was having a shot. The through balls were coming through. The chances were coming. It was great. There's definitely moments in there, all these games are 3 acts, the second act, like I think I said in the group in it, man, I'm a bit nervous now because Man United were knocking on the door a bit. And I can't doubt that because let's say, we're going to go into detail about the game, but Man United had to make some early changes. You can see they had to do something.
Boy.
The thing as well, people, you got to put this as one perspective. They are the home side. And they're making changes of substitution at 35 minutes. Bro,
he was pissed. He was pissed.
He was pissed. The fans were on him, and he had to run down the tunnel. He couldn't take it, bro. He could not take it. Man got hooked after 33 minutes. That's embarrassing.
And he come back on in the hoodie, like scaring his face, man. Like,
all is not well, bro. All is not well. But you know what? Listen, the fact that we haven't won there since whenever it was when Kabaya scored the winner, right, in the league. Yeah. So, although I predicted a win, I was apprehensive. You know what I mean? So, but I was apprehensive going into the game. But what impressed me is that where I thought that I was cautious because I thought Eddie Howe might try this pragmatic style, whatever. But you know what? When I saw him coming off the bus and he's skinning teeth, bro, I thought, yeah, he's going for the jugular, bro. He don't care. The pressure's off him, right? And credit to him, the way he set up Newcastle, we were at it from the first minute, bro. We were onto them. They couldn't live with us. And we seem to be scoring these early goals as well, which is really good. But we got the early goal, and from then there was no looking back. Oh, we've got a Man United fan joining.
Yeah, don't let me get started, guys. Please.
Hold tight, Kieran.
No, can I just
go? The floor is yours. As a Man United fan, we'll let you go. We'll let you go.
Right. So, I'm gonna start this off. Man United are dreadful. Yeah, we're trash. We're a trash football club at this moment in time. Sadly. Yeah, when you're playing Casemiro and Eriksen in midfield, combined age of 64 years old with 0 legs, I knew he was going to lose as soon as the starting 11 came up. I knew it. Tonali and Bruno ran the game in the first 20 minutes and we conceded 2 goals. Game was done.
So what was your thoughts? Well, to be fair to you guys, you came back into the game around about 40 minutes, and then for the second half, you kind of put the pressure on. Did you think that there was a chance you'd get a goal?
We had chances, but what Højlund first chance. Should he score? Not particularly. Harry Maguire header hits the post. We haven't scored in the last 3 games though, and that is shocking. To lose 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 actually to Bournemouth, Wolves, and Newcastle is my team's down bad, sadly.
And then you go to Liverpool next, which is you don't want that. You don't
No,
want
of
that.
course not. Of course not. I'll be real. I think we'll 5-6-0 against Liverpool.
So, do you think that, because I've seen a lot of Man United fans talking about, the aim is to get to 40 points. Ruben Amorim is talking about survival is the aim of the season. What's your thoughts? Are you really in that dogfight?
100%. Look what we've lost. What the last
5 of the last 6.
5 of the last 6. Yeah, 5 of the last 6. We're 8 points of relegation at Christmas. There's no way people can't say that we ain't got to be careful.
Wow, I never thought I'd see the day. I mean, I can't say I'm happy about it, but you know what? This is very surprising.
No, if you watch the football games, right? Actually, obviously, I thought new manager, hopefully something different. I was don't get me wrong, I think the players the squad for Man United is shocking, but you can't be losing games in this manner and then expect to be able to play. But we're short of confidence. There's zero confidence in that United team. One or two players, Ahmad and Mazraoui maybe, but apart from that, there's no one else in that team who's got any form of confidence whatsoever. And it's good luck to us. That's what I say.
Just quickly, what's your thoughts on how they're handling the Rashford situation?
If Rashford, for me, obviously, I love Marcus Rashford, I ain't gonna lie, but if Rashford's leaving, then he's leaving. Don't put him in the squad. You could have picked a squad player, you could pick a youth player. Obviously, you put him in the squad, not in the Rude. When you're losing in that manner, you throw the kitchen sink at it, for me personally, especially if you're at home, throw the kitchen sink at it. For Rashford, Garnacho, he looks like a boy at the moment. He's losing the ball way too much possession-wise. It's not good enough, to be honest. So then, why not Rashford, right? But yeah, Rashford would never play for Man United again. Obviously, he was on the bench there. He was never coming on though. And obviously, I think in the first 2 weeks of the January transfer window, he'll be sold or loaned out.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, thanks for your comment. I mean, you're welcome to stick around while we back to Liverpool about Newcastle.
I'm done. I'm done, guys. Thank you for letting me speak.
Yeah, big up for joining, bro.
Thank you.
Love for that. Love for that.
Peace. Later, peace. Big up, Kieran. Credit to him. Coming on the Man United fan, it's not easy given the situation that they're in. But yeah, listen, just before I go to Jefferson, I was saying, like, the way we approached that game initially in the first half, I mean, we should have scored 4 or 5. We were all over them, and they couldn't live with us. And I was impressed with the fact that we went there with the team, showing that the team we are on form, and we didn't let the occasion get to us. The Old Trafford, our history there as well. And we'll get to the standout performances later. But yeah, we had to ride the storm a little bit. But again, they only had 1 shot on target, so it couldn't have been that bad. So but yeah, your thoughts, Jefferson?
Yeah, really, really positive game, particularly the first half. I think, like AC was talking about, the game was pretty much done-ish in that first 30 to 35 minutes. And I think what I would praise the team on is, when they're in control, we were seeing some nice 1 and 2 touch football, some lovely combinations. Even when they were caught in a tight spot in a corner, they backed themselves between sort of 3-4 players, almost playing piggy in the middle there at times. What I loved, each player was backing each other up. So, if someone did make a mistake, there was a few times Hall made a mistake, Gordon was there to back him up, for example. There was a few occasions Cher made a mistake as well. Tonali was there coming a little bit deeper. So there were some really encouraging signs. Obviously, I know you said we'll talk about individual performances. Yeah, I think there's a few that really stood out. But what you're looking at now, I think it was a fine contrast between the two teams. You've got a team that, with their tails up, are really, really confident. We look like we know what we're doing. We've got clear patterns of play. There's intention with the ball. Again, another bit of praise I give to the team is that we're looking to play the ball forward as much as possible. We are holding on to the ball, without sort of not looking to give it away too cheaply. So all those things that we talked about in the first, 10, 12 games of the season, where we were talking about there's a lack of football intelligence, that seems to be really appearing now. So that was a really solid performance away from home. I was a bit frustrated with the second half for a combination of reasons. Intensity died down. I think changes could have been made to freshen it up. I also think as well, mentally, I think the players probably felt there's not much competition here, and I think we eased off a little bit by a good 10-15%, which then invited Man United to have some chances. But yeah, really pleased with today's performance. The boys should be proud, and back into 5th place, chasing down 4th. I think, is it Chelsea or no? Is it Chelsea?
Yeah, Chelsea. We're 2 points behind
Chelsea has
Chelsea.
got down to 4th. I think obviously what's it called? Arsenal and Chelsea will go back up at some point. We should be looking at Forest and cutting down Forest, because I think the natural order will resume at a certain point. They're the ones we want to hunt down.
Okay. Big up Social Circle. He said, great watch.
Big up.
Talk about the game, about Newcastle. But but yeah, obviously with the lineups now, we went with the same lineup. Trippier kept his place in the team. I don't think there was many surprises there. Obviously Tino's coming back from sickness. He made the bench. There was rumours that Botman was going to make the bench, but I think that maybe Spurs, we might see him on the bench. But yeah, going into the game now. Obviously, like I said, we started on the right foot, and the goal came after what, 5 minutes, was it? 5 minutes, something like that?
Yeah, just before,
around that.
4 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and it was it started from midfield with Toon Army, and good interplay with Bruno. Bruno sprays it out wide to Anthony Gordon. To Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall took one touch and played it across. Took a slight deflection, but great ball across. And there's Anthony Isak, unmarked in the middle for the header. Now, what was Man United doing with that marking? Yeah, our most lethal striker, goal scorer, you've left him unmarked. Martinez, yeah, Lisandro Martinez. All that hype about him has died down quickly. Yeah, the butcher, the baker.
Man's got blunt knives, man. Blunt knives. Anyway,
he had a mare, but obviously he obviously, I think the other centre back, obviously Isak's behind him. But Martinez is in front of him, so he can see the run. And he just left him. He's left him unmarked. Isak header, and in the form that he's in, he's not gonna miss 1-0. Yeah. Then the custom, it happens every game. We go 1-0 up, and then Isak farts around again.
I was thinking of you when this happens. I was like, you're definitely gonna mention this,
bro. Yeah. Goes through 1-on-1, and
oh,
he's just finding new ways to miss. He's finding new ways to miss. Like, I get what he was trying, but bro, from that angle, it just made no sense.
He has too much time once again.
Too much time, but the defender's closing him down as well. Then he just tried to chip it. He scooped it into Onana's arm.
One too many touches. If it's one touch less, and then I think he might have to pull it off. But where he took one extra touch, and then he almost got lost in his feet, and then I don't know, man. It just scooped it into the hand of Onana.
Yeah, but we have to just quickly, because that's what goal number 12 in the league, is it?
Potentially.
Yeah, I think it's 12 in the league, whatever. But he scored in 6 consecutive games now. I think only Shearer's done that. Was it Shearer or Cole, one of them? Or since then? Listen, the boy's on fire, and I don't know if you lot saw Carragher talking about him after the game, and he said Isak is the best striker in the world at the moment, and then he's asked Isak about it as well when he interviewed Isak afterwards and stuff. But listen, we've been saying it. Obviously, we said it from the beginning of the season, but then he had that dry patch. But listen, we have the best striker in the league, bro. I don't care. We have the best striker in the league. I don't care anybody says. Yeah, I know people say Haaland, whatever. Listen, Haaland is Haaland, but as all-round striker, he don't come close, bro. All-round finishing, all right. Haaland's a gunman, but the things that Isak can do. I mean, they showed a little highlight with him after the game. The way he was duppy, man, with his dribbles, bro. Yeah, and his link-up play as well. He ran himself into the ground today. I think he was probably our best player, maybe Lewis Hall, but we'll get to that. But yeah, obviously he's missed the chance now, and you're thinking we need a second goal. And I think you said it in the group, Jefferson, that we need a second goal because we could live to regret it. But then, lo and behold, we go 2-0 up, similar to the first goal. This time the ball's put over to Anthony Gordon, and he's basically just. Maserati, is that his name? Didn't really get close enough to him, allow him to cut side and drink the ball over. And there's Joe Linton with his trademark header off his arm, yeah, into the goal. But
got a tad bit fortunate on that one.
Yeah, because remember, he always does that. He leaves that. But I think it came off the top bit, so it was all right. But yeah, I mean, Bournemouth will look at that and think, hold on a minute, we had a goal disallowed in the last minute. But yeah, 2-0. He actually again bullied Martinez. Yeah, he couldn't get up at all. 2-0.
I mean, he's 5 foot. Is he 5'8" or 5'9"?
I think 5'9". Yeah,
he's 5'9", and historically, the only sort of 5'8", 5'9" defenders I can think of is Fabio Cannavaro.
Yeah,
who was absolutely world class. And there used to be a defender called Thomas Ushvalusi, who used to play for Fiorentina. He was this short little hench dude like that, but he could leap like a fish. And they're the only two short centre backs I've seen in my whole lifetime.
I remember it was Carragher that was basically slating him when he first joined, saying, "Listen, you can't be that short in the Premier League and think you're going to do that." And then also he started off really well, so that everyone was on to Carragher about it, blah blah. But now it seems like he's proven right. It's similar to what's his name, Rory, the Chelsea guy. He made that glaring error about Haaland only scored 15 goals in the Premier League. Now that Haaland's on the track, like, see, I told you, he would happen. But
Ivan Cordoba, just to say, that's a good shout. Ivan Cordoba was class, but I think he was better at right back. But I think he did play. I think was there a period Jose might have played a back three. And he was there with Lucio and who's the other centre back? That's going to be my head in. Walter Samuel, yeah. He worked well as a right centre back in that three, but as a 4, right back. But yeah, Ivan Cordoba was a legend.
Anyway, but yeah, obviously after the 2-0 now, it was all Newcastle, right? And like we said, and I mean, so many Newcastle group chats, but everyone was saying, listen, and we should be 3 or 4 up now because one of the moves that we put together. Yeah, the 1-2 between Tonali and Bruno. Yeah, and the Tonali hit the post. I jumped out my seat when he hit that. I jumped out my seat. I thought that would have been such a beautiful goal, but it wasn't to be. And then we had, I think Hall had a chance. Who else had a chance? Gordon maybe had a chance.
Tonali, it deflected, didn't it? It was going in and then
the deflection.
Deflected.
That
it
one
went wide, didn't it?
Oh, again. Almost got out of my seat again, but yeah. Listen, we were smothering them, absolutely smothering them. They couldn't live with us, and that slow centre midfield that was just getting overrun. And as soon as you saw the lineup, that midfield was going to get overrun anyway. But
as I saw Casemiro in there, I'm like, you're dead food on there.
Why didn't he start with Mainu? And also, again, if you've got Martinez, I could have sworn Martinez was in the middle. De Ligt was on the right. Maguire was on the left.
Yeah, I don't know.
Back three,
it didn't make sense.
But you can see once they made the changes, they did get better. And it would have been interesting if they started with Euro at the back and with Mainu in the middle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he got the lineup completely wrong, and actually they got punished for it for that first 30 minutes.
I think he'll change it around for Liverpool because of the threat that they caused. I think he will because teams have to rotate in this time. We're the only ones who haven't rotated, and I think it might come back to bite us a bit, but we'll see anyway. Yeah. But yeah, listen. I thought, we need a third goal to kill this game, and I thought if we could get it before half time, that's it. And then I thought if we couldn't, don't allow them to get back into the game before half time. But after like 35 minutes. We started to ease off a little bit, and then they started to grow in a bit more confidence because, like Kieran said, Højlund had an opportunity where I think he should have put it on target. He's put it wide, but Højlund's just not ready. He's not ready. He should not be Manchester United's main striker. He should be a development striker to learn from a main striker. But when you paid 75 million for him, like he's getting off lightly, because they paid 75 million for him and he ain't done a damn thing. Yeah, he ain't done a damn thing. Right? That's damn Anthony money. Yeah. Hasn't done anything, but I think was that the one that came from the share mishap? No,
Share
tried to kick it outside the boot, and then
and then there was an opportunity where what's his name? Casemiro's put it just wide first time. I think he should have hit the target, but this is a team low on confidence anyway. But yeah, I was a bit concerned going into the half time, saying, listen, don't concede an early goal second half, because it could be a long half after that. And to be fair, although I won't say Man United, they made, obviously Manu came on, they made the change, whatever, and they looked more in control. They had a few opportunities to hit the post with the header, Maguire.
Clearance off the line from Hall as well.
It wasn't off the line, it was a block in it. It was a block that he did. Yeah.
In a way, didn't he?
Yeah, which was a great block. And then I think Maguire put a header just wide. But other than that, I mean, listen, it was always going to happen. The way we started, I don't think we could keep that up for 90 minutes. So in some ways, I think it was good game management. Get the 2 goals, then sit back to preserve some energy, and then try to go again. Because there was a period in the second half where we did kind of get control of it again, and we did look a bit dangerous, but nothing came of it. I think it was poor decision in the final third and stuff. But yeah, listen, we didn't get the 3rd goal, but we saw the game out. 3 vital points, and we can't really complain. We've got to talk about the stand-up performers for you. So I'm going to go to you, Jefferson. Who do you think was stand-up performance for us?
I mean, you could pick many, particularly in the midfield, of course. Lewis Hall was great as well. I thought Dan Burn was good. Dubravka, another good game. I know he didn't have to do much, but I like the way he was marshalling the back, and a few times he was under pressure with having to release the ball, and he picked out passes really well. He cleared his lines when he had to as well. But for me, Bruno Guimaraes, for me, is the man of the match. And the reason I say that is I think him working quite well in tandem with Tonali. What I like was Tonali was sitting deep, sweeping, and was very much setting the tempo, laying it off. But if you notice, the busiest player was Bruno. Not only was he picking it up in certain areas, he was helping out defend. And I'd turn, and he was already up at the top of the pitch. Then he'd be back again. Then he was on the side, and he was literally running this little diamond angle. He was literally the all action man today. And Gary Neville kept saying, "Oh, Bruno's having fun out there. Oh, there we go. Bruno's controlling the game again." So that's how you know he was a player that was really dominating today. And I think that worked well for once, that actually Tonali wasn't running around like a madman. He was controlled. Always the option if anyone needed to lay it off, and then boom, Bruno would be the one to drive it and sort of take it forward. So for me, I think he was the one that stood out and it was very easy to spot him with his blonde hair as well. But yeah, he looked like he was having fun out there. A few times got caught on the ball a little bit too long, but I think this was something that was a symptom for the team. There was a period where people were getting cocky. They started doing a few black flicks and losing the ball and doing it, too many tricks. Just keep it simple. And when we did that, like I said, we were doing 1- and 2-touch football. And obviously we're by no means there yet where we want to be in terms of a possession team. But that was a step up in class today that we saw today. And I think Bruno was very much a heavy part of that controlling the game today.
Yeah, I mean, Bruno, listen, I thought Bruno grew into the game. I think in the end he played very well. I think he started off very sloppily because, like I said, he was trying to run with the ball, hold on to it too long, kept on getting caught in possession. But to be fair, he had a part in both the goals that we scored as well. But yeah, definitely he was the busier of the two. And that seems to be the theme at the moment since Tonali's come back in the 6. Tonali sits, right? And he sprays balls around. He knows when to dart and when to sit back. Bruno's the busier of the two and he can get forward and they complement each other really well. I thought Joe Linton played very well today as well. He didn't look out of place in that midfield. We looked like a midfield three, and I think Gary Neville commented how good the midfield three are. Like we have probably one of the best midfields in the league. And today's showing, I think, proved it. Like Bruno, Joe Linton holding off their men and all that.
Yeah, he kept his temperament because he was getting fouled all game, and I think the referee. I mean, there should have been way more yellows than there were because he was definitely getting fouled a lot, Joe Linton. Yeah,
I mean, listen, like you said, Dan Burn played well. I thought Lewis Hall was exceptional. I thought again, obviously he got the assist, but his defensive work as well, and how comfortable he's on the ball as well, and he knows when to drive. To pick the right pass, I think he did a recovery tackle, and I can't remember who it was towards the end that really impressed me. But
so good.
Very, and I've got a stat here. Hold that, Double D just sent me a stat. Fullbacks with the most progressive passes, because I know Kante loves these stats. So hold that, Kante. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. Lewis Hall 182, Trent Alexander 176, Pedro Porro 170, and Anthony Robertson 160. So Lewis Hall is clear, my friend. Yeah, best left back in the league. Yeah,
Jedi who? Jedi
Yeah.
who?
But I see Double G Trade. He said the Isak finish that it was offside. That the way he laced that, bro.
They got a blind because they said it was because of it came from a clearance. For me, it don't matter if it's come off the opposing player. He's on side.
And exactly, he tried to intercept the ball, so it should be on side. But anyway, you know, it was a great finish, by the way. But yeah, and a special shout out to Anthony Gordon as well, because he did not stop running. Like he started to come back into his own, and also, you know, turning up away from home, because that's sometimes the criticism of when he goes quiet away from home. But you know, got the assist for the second goal. He, you know, he was tormenting Mazraoui all night. Like he was very impressive. Well. Yeah, and his defensive efforts was really good. And of course, Alexander Isak, I think, obviously, not only did he get the goal, but his link-up play, his movement, the dribbling that he was doing, tormenting them, you know, his pressing. Listen, he ran himself into the ground. Like, he needs a rest at some point, but he played very well as well. But I mean, they all played well. But for me, it was Lewis Hall and Isak, to me, were the standouts. But what about you, AC?
Man, you covered a lot of ground, and I feel like I can echo all of you with everything you said. Really, like you said, all the players. You know, I think everyone put a shift in. I think Dan Burn did some good play as well, and he was once again he's playing so good at centre back at the moment. I know we say it all the time, but you know, him playing left back was not too long ago, in my opinion, and how much he was getting skinned on a weekly basis, and we were like, we got to sell this player. Like, we were at tears at one point with Dan Burn, but it's good to see his like redemption arc here, where he has cemented himself as a centre back for our team. But I think, you know, I could go on the Tonali, you know, talking about him and stuff, but I think once again, it's just proven, though, once again, how important this guy is to this team. Because if Eddie Howe was still being stubborn, and I will say it was stubborn, if he was still being stubborn and he wasn't starting this guy right here, games like this might not have gone the way it would have. And it's really important to see this change, because it's no coincidence that since he's now cemented in his team, we're on this mad little run of trajectory at the moment. It's not a coincidence. It's working. The machine is working as intended. The cogs are in the right place at the right time. And I think his energy levels, once again, everyone looked knackered, right? But towards 90 minutes, this guy still looks fresh.
He's still running. He's still running.
Fresh.
And you know what? Credit to him, because he didn't get booked. So now he's reset, because he was one booking away from suspension. That's no reset now. So he can go again.
There is a guy who is missing the Tottenham game who I'm upset about. I am upset about him because I love you, Fabian Schär, but he messed up, man. And he did a couple of mistakes in that game, to be honest. And Schär sometimes is just a bit sloppy on it sometimes.
Yeah, his mind goes a little bit. His concentration goes.
He needs to be careful, because the window's in a couple of days. I'm not saying we're going to get someone within that first week, but we saw the news this week that we're interested in this Uzbeki right centre back from Lens. So who knows if he comes?
That was probably on his mind. He's probably thinking about that when he did the thing.
But to be honest, like I'm sure Fabian Schär's contract ends next summer. There's quite a few people on end of contracts. So
there's rumours that we've extended him and Longstaff for another year. Obviously, Longstaff because we want to get a fee for him, apparently. But apparently, Schär we're extending as well.
Yeah. But to be honest, though, like I'm starting to come to terms with, like, I love Fabian Schär, but like if he was to walk next summer, it is what it is, kind of thing. And I feel like we have to, like, we preach about not being too sentimental with our players, and I think we have to carry that tradition ourselves and lead an example. So I feel like if he was to go net in the summer, I think it'd be all right, because it does sound like we are progressing to thinking about our replacements, and we have to, Yeah. But don't get me wrong, there are times in this game there where Fabian Schär did play well, and he did some things that are right.
Oh yeah,
this is the thing with Fabian Schär. He is that Jekyll and Hyde kind of player where, like, he does some moves where, like, there's many times I think the ball will come over the top and he gets his foot in, lifts it over, back over. His defensive work is sound, isn't it? But back to Tonali, and obviously Bruno as well. Bruno was great. I can't remember what minute it was. I think it's like 85 minutes, creates that tackle, and he's like to the crowd.
Did you see the nutmeg on Mainu? Did you see
that? Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Dirty nutmeg, mate. Dirty nutmeg.
But, So like, I want to say something actually, because I had a little discussion with my brother the other day. Shout out everyone. He's a Chelsea fan, innit? And we're talking about
shout out your brother, by the way. The two back-to-back defeats, but yeah, shout him out still.
Yeah. He's gonna be having humble pie today, so I'm not gonna hear from him at all. But we had a good discussion about the top 5 midfielders in the league, and I said, look, my friend, I think Bruno G's up there. I think he is one of the best midfielders in the league, and I think we are really seeing it. And Bruno, it is what it is. He is excellent, man. But man, I'm just really happy for this win overall, because you guys know how much I absolutely dislike Man United and how much I really wanted us to do this, because so many times we come close to doing this and we don't do it. I still got PTSD from the cup final from the other last year, whatever. We should have done that. We didn't do that. There are times where I feel like we deserve to win it. We deserve it. And I feel like, honestly, this team turned up today and they deserved it. And I think it's the right outcome. So now bring on Spurs. Bring them.
Yeah, shout out Specs. He's left a couple of comments, said big Ross win, man. He also said, how out still? Listen, we're going to talk about Eddie Howe in a minute. But yeah, we got.
Well, I guess first, are we back?
Boy, let's talk about why we're here in it, because listen, we all said the next 2 games will tell us where we really are, and that was Villa and Manchester United.
Yeah,
we thought maybe 4 points. We've got 6, right? So we cannot. We have to say it's a corner turn. We have to say it's a corner turn, because that's what we said. That's what we would judge it on those 2 games, and we've done it. We put Villa away comfortably. The performance against Manchester United was good. I mean, going away to Manchester United, we haven't won in how long, and put the performance that we did.
Broke the curse, man.
We're scoring goals. We're 5th place. We're 2 points off Chelsea. 2 points off 4th place. Right? Not saying we're going to finish there, but right about now, I know we're going to take it a game at a time. No, but
his face. He's waiting.
Yeah, but you know what? A minute. I know what Jefferson's going to say, but Jefferson also agreed. He also agreed that the 2 games coming up will show us where we really are. And we've passed the flying colors. We ain't conceded a goal. We scored 5 goals.
It's progress.
But it's a corner turn now.
No, I wouldn't say. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say corner turn.
No, but that's what we said. That's what we said back then, isn't it?
Good progress.
Yeah, but did we not say back then? Before
is it good
progress?
First, we said corner turns.
We said
we didn't know that Man United were gonna have the suspensions. Can we?
No.
We're
not gonna do that, bro.
Can we really count today's game?
No, we're not gonna do that. Bruv, hear the joke.
Win's a win, man.
A win's a win. Also, no, but Jefferson. You predicted a draw against Aston Villa and a draw against Man United, and you knew about the suspensions when we played before we played Man United.
I said 2 or 4. I said 2.
No. But what I'm saying is, go to YouTube Shorts.
But we got 6. But we got 6.
Go check the YouTube Shorts. If you ain't checked it out, Jefferson predicted a 1-1 or 2-2 draw tonight. Yeah, when you knew about the suspensions, so we've got the 3 points. So we've exceeded your expectations. Yeah. So don't get me wrong. We could lose to Spurs. I'm not saying that, but we said about the 3 games we have to beat Leicester, Ipswich, and we have to go through in the cup. We did that, right? Conceding 1 goal, right? What was it? Scored 12, 11, whatever it was. Then we said, all right, we're not going to get too hyped, because the next 2 games are going to show us where we really are, right?
Yeah, we did say that. We all agreed it,
and we done it, right? Now, don't get wrong, we probably didn't see as well that we've got Spurs after that, but we did. But we've got the 2 games out of the way. Credit where it's due. Now,
it's a good December.
I wouldn't say we're back. When you say we're back,
I'm
thinking about the ruthlessness we had in 22-23. We're not there yet. I just think, obviously, at the moment, the fixtures have worked well. It's coincided with a shift. I would call it a progressive shift. That's what I would call it, where players are more confident now. The likes of Murphy, Gordon, that weren't looking confident earlier. Bruno finally got Toon Army in the side. Yes, I would say it's steady progress. It's a progressive shift. But would I say we're back to where we were, where it felt like we would win 9 out of every 10 games. That's how it felt in 22-23. It felt like we could back us 24/7. I've still got that thing in the back of my head where I'm like, we could lose today or we could drop points today. And until I feel that feeling, I don't feel comfortable to say
all right,
we're back.
And that's fair enough. But would you not say that two things? First of all, we are, like AC said a while back, this season anybody can beat anybody. Unless you're Liverpool, anybody can beat Liverpool. So from now on, when we do drop points, as long as it's not 3 games in a row when we're losing, I don't think we can be too harsh in now, because we are going to lose. Obviously, we're going to lose more games for the end of the season. The season finishes, right?
Yeah.
What I am impressed with the fact that we've addressed the concerns that we were all cussing about early season. 1, we weren't creating chances. Yeah. 2, we weren't scoring goals. Now we are. 3, we were leaking goals. We've stopped that. 4, we don't play with any control. We've addressed that as well. And obviously, Tonali is the big factor in that. And you know, we can go all day because we say about Eddie Howe should have done that a long time ago. But he's done it now. It's working. We are playing with control. We played with control against Villa. All the teams that we've won, they haven't been smash and grab. We've controlled those games. Yeah. So
would you agree the opposition has very much been to our liking? Yeah. You got Leicester are second from bottom. Yeah. Ipswich are what, 3rd from bottom?
Yeah. But listen, I'll give you that. But what you have to
and then Villa. Remember, playing Villa this season to last season is different. We know this.
Right.
I know we beat them last season, but
that's a fair point
because Champions League, right? And then Man United.
One
thing, bro. When we had these pictures, before we played who was the first one played? Leicester. We were all shook. We knew how bad Leicester were.
Yeah.
But it was new manager bounce. We did that. We got clapped by Brentford, so we were shook.
We would lose that game. Exactly.
We were shook that we were going to play Brentford because of what they did to us. We beat them, right? Then it was Ipswich. We said visions of Luton. We dealt with them, right? Then it was Villa, and you were more concerned about the Villa game than Man United game. We clapped Villa, right? Don't care about 10 men. We start with 11. We clapped them. Man United, suspension or no suspensions. You predicted a draw. We dealt with them. So it's not the to be kind to us.
It's steady progress.
No, but we knew who we were going to play. We knew who we were going to play. No. We knew who we were going to play, and we all had apprehensions. They've exceeded our expectations tenfold. I think we didn't expect to win all of those games.
It's one game at a time for me, and I think the other thing is what we're seeing as well. You remarked on Liverpool, right? Liverpool being arguably the only absolutes to beat everyone. What I would say is, I still feel we're seeing like historically what would happen is arguably those first 10 games, isn't it? Is the one where it feels like the teams are shuffling and settling, and then when you get to about 15 games, the pack starts to shift, and then you see where the league forms. I feel like that's slowly happening, but it's gonna take longer, like another 4 or 5 games. I think it's slower this season.
Do you think?
And I feel that the teams we've beaten, we should be beating them because
So who shouldn't we beat? Who shouldn't we beat? Who shouldn't we beat?
Well, I mean,
should we beat Spurs? Should we beat Spurs?
Should we beat Spurs? I mean, we're arguably evenly matched. If not, I would say we have a better first 11.
No, but go into their place, know what they do, score goals. Should we beat them?
No.
Right. Okay. What about Arsenal?
No.
At Emirates. Right. So you're talking about top teams. You're saying that.
I can argue that because right about now, you got people like Carragher right now who are saying, and the thing is, stats are stats, and it is what it is. Right about now, we are one of the most informed teams in the league.
We are.
Are we not? Are we not? We are one of the most informed teams. And also, we are not conceding goals. Our tally of goals, Isak is informed right now. The team is informed, just in general speaking. And don't get me wrong, I know we can go back about the Tonali thing, and that is the reason, and there's a lot of reasons of like why it's clicking right now, but it is clicking. And it's the reason why this Man United game, I was so confident. I was like, there's no way we're going to lose against that Man United side. Because we know how poor they are. Because the fact is the fact. They were 14th in position. They haven't, you had that guest come on a moment ago, Kieran was saying that like, they haven't scored in 3 games. So that's a very interesting game. Now the Spurs game is going to be interesting, right?
I
Personally,
don't think we win that. I don't think we win that.
You don't think you'll win that? Personally, I think the Fabian Schär thing is interesting because he's going to drop out of that, and but I still think feeling confident because this team has momentum and drive and confidence. Confidence does a lot, and I think before December, we were in November, and November was quite gritty, wasn't it? We were like, there was no confidence in the team. We couldn't see what was going to be happening, but now the confidence is there. I think it's doing a lot for the team, and because it's almost like everyone knows what they should be doing now. And it's almost like also for the first time or for a few games now in the season, Eddie Howe knows his best starting 11.
Yeah,
he knows that. And I think that's making a difference now as well, because before that he was changing the lineup every single game and it was frustrating the hell out of us.
That's what he said in the press conference.
Keeping the same 11 is doing something which is keeping the momentum of the drive. And don't get me wrong, we're probably going to have to change things around a little bit because there's a risk of burnout here if you're not careful, right? Because today's Monday, the next game's Saturday. It means 2 games in 1 week here, but we'll be saying no, there are days of rest and such. But at the moment, though, I kind of feel like there's no reason at the same time not to back the team and feel like you can go to a game and feel like we got something to offer. That's all I'm saying. Because at the moment, with Tonali and Bruno there playing how they're playing, and you saw how good like Gordon's at the moment. Gordon's assisting, Hall is playing out of his skin. He's the best left back in the league. All these things are contributing to this team at the moment. It's just like, it is what it is. And I feel like I'm not saying that we're going to run away now and this is going to be some mad 10-game streak. Like D-Man said, we are going to lose a game. It will happen. Anybody can beat anybody. But like, that proves the fact as well. Ipswich beating Chelsea 2-0. Chelsea are a good side. It doesn't mean that like they're shit now all of a sudden, but anybody can beat anybody on the day. But let's see.
We've got a few comments. Shout out Adrian. He said trips at right centre back against Spurs. Obviously, listen, we don't know what Chips came off early. I think he could have carried on, to be fair, in the end, but maybe precautionary. But we need to address that because Fabian Schär was suspended. So we'll see. Obviously, Emil Kraft's not there, so he would have filled in. We might see the return of Lloyd Kelly at some point, but not too sure about that. Yeah. Hold tight, the mighty Magwin. He's locked in as well.
Yes, win.
Yeah, I think they just did a reaction show on Newcastle Talk TV. So check that out as well. So yeah, man. And Adrian, he's agreed with you, Jeff. So he said we're not back. We've evolved into something promising. So on that one, I agree. Would you say that is a difference between we are so back or we are back and a corner turned? Would you agree that's a bit of a corner turn?
Corner turn, guys. It's not a corner turn. Remember, we've gone to the depths. Right? So we've just come up a little bit. We're on the come up.
We're fifth, bro. We're fifth.
On the come up.
We're fifth.
Yeah. We're doing all right.
We're 2 points behind the great Chelsea.
Okay. Hold on. I'll say this again. I used to remember all the episode numbers off by heart. I've actually forgotten now. What's the one where we did our predictions, right? Yeah. AC, where did you predict us? 4th, wasn't it?
I think I predicted 3rd.
3rd. Okay.
I think it was 3rd, and you man
before a ball was kicked.
Confident that you thought we'd finish
in the summer.
Yeah, before a ball was kicked.
In the summer, but that means
that you thought we were good enough to finish there or thereabouts.
But also, listen.
Blind optimism.
Listen, that was also at the start of the transfer window as well. And I was like, we should make some reinforcements. We'll be good enough to finish 3rd. That was my thought around that.
Fair enough.
And obviously, how the transfer window went, and to be honest, lesson learned there. I think next time we do predictions, I think we have to do it
after the window,
like a week before we start the kickoff of the season, because that's what players we brought in. Because,
but
to be honest, it's a bit. Yeah, go on.
We revisited it later on, and we all said we're not finishing top 4. We all agreed that we're not finishing top 4.
Yeah.
I think the best. I said I think the best we could hope for was 6th at the time. We said right. So in that we're 5th. I'm not saying we're going to end there. No. But I've always said if we finish 6th, I think that's a good season, and Eddie Howe should stay if we finish 6th.
Solid.
If he doesn't, he's gone. If we
I think we all agree that if we don't finish in the top 6, I think Eddie Howe will definitely get sacked.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. For me, I think from what we're seeing, I know it's a bit freakish what we're seeing from Forest, but there's no reason why we can't finish 4th. I honestly think if we stay like this, which obviously we know there's a lot of variables, we don't know what kind of a window we're going to have. There's no reason why we shouldn't finish top 4, boys. And that's not being unrealistic. I think our first 11, if fit, is probably the 4th best in the league. If fit, if everybody's fit, right?
I get it. I still don't think. I just don't think 4th. I don't know.
It's the squad that lets us down, because we all said, I think, between our 3rd, 4th, and 5th, right? Now remember, last season, despite the injuries, we only finished 3 points off 6th with all those injuries, right? So how can we say if we finish 6th now, we're like waxing lyrical? No.
It's not waxing lyrical.
We need to be
no one said waxing lyrical. I said it's an improvement, and it is, because we finished 7th last season. So it's an improvement.
That was failure.
And it's
that was failure. That was failure.
That's what I said. It's improvement, and it's European football.
What's the standards here, guys?
No, but it's European football. It's European football. We need what we said, and they said to Eddie Howe, it wasn't Champions League we have to qualify this season. It was European football. That was always the aim of the European football. So if he
minimum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he gets below that, he needs to be gone.
There's a good chance that 5th spot could go Champions League this season as well.
There is a good chance.
It's a good chance.
Good to aim for.
But I think someone said Chelsea will come good again. I think Jefferson, you said Chelsea that will rise again. So how can we finish 4th? Chelsea and Arsenal going to rise again. You think City? You think we finish around City?
Obviously, from what you can see, it's sort of us, Bournemouth, Forest,
Man City,
and then Man City. Obviously, I think Man City might finish outside top 4 this season.
Dogman
I think 4th is up for grabs, lads. I really do.
I'm
Particularly if we get a centre back and a prolific winger in, add to what we've got now. Wow.
I think it'd be interesting to see where Forest are by the end of January, because I know they've got some tough fixtures coming up. But let's see with them. It's a weird one, because everyone expects them to drop off, but they're not dropping off for shit.
Bro, they're like us. We were 2 seasons ago. They're a surprise package. People still think they can go to Forest and beat them. Forest have a set way of playing. They have a good players, right? And everyone knows how they play, right? They score goals and they can defend. Remember, they're missing 2 of their best midfielders. Yeah, 2 of their best midfielders in Danilo and Sangare, right? And they're still boarding. Imagine they get them 2, but I don't know how long those injuries out for.
Yeah.
But they've got no European football. They're not in their League Cup.
Nuno did the same at Wolves. His first 2 seasons, they finished 7th.
This is what I'm saying. This brother knows what he's doing. So people need to stop sleeping on Forest and thinking they're going to fade. You know what I mean?
They got a big squad. They got a big squad as well. People don't realize
they brought all those players, didn't they? And everyone thought they were crazy. And now they're ready.
Now they're ready. So there's no reason why they can't finish in and around those spots. I mean, obviously our first 11 is better than theirs, but they don't have to play us every week. You know what I mean? So it's up for grabs. It's up for grabs. But listen, we have to talk about. Well, first of all, Jefferson, I know what you're saying about it. So you said that it's not a given that we beat Spurs. It's not a given that we beat Arsenal. So if we lose those 2 games, is it fair to say that we can't push the panic button just yet? But given how we've done in these last 4 or 5, we can't really. These are games we're not expected to win. So if we don't win, it's not like, if it's gone to pot now, whatever. It's how we react after that. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, listen, guys, you know my stance on it. I think the coach is very lucky to still be with us. I think we should have a new coach as we speak. I have no idea how he's still there, but he's managed to turn it around. We've talked about the long-term goal. So will losing another 2 games kill top 6 hopes? No, I don't think so. There's still a lot of games to play for, but if there were signs that we were outplayed or it wasn't closely matched, you know me, I would want to change at the top. So yeah, in an answer to your question, I still think there's a lot to play for. Like I said, there's still a lot of shuffling going on in the pack, and as long as it's mathematically possible, we're still in the hunt. But I think the window is going to be so crucial. I really do feel we need 3 players. I feel like we need a centre back, a right wing, and potentially another striker, or someone that can play sort of winger and striker if we can. we need to get those bodies in quickly if we're going to compete at the top end
I
of the league.
don't think that'll happen in January though. When's the last time you seen Newcastle buy 3 players in January? Or anybody?
I think that the key issue will be is what are the value of those players. So, for example, this Lons guy, I'm hearing it could be like between 15 and 20 million. It's not even that much money. You know, it's all of a sudden if these players aren't costing that much, you can afford to get them in. It's not. It's different to say, yeah, we're going to put 70 on Gehi and 50 on Mbuemo. But if they're like these foreign targets where it's like 15, 20 plus
manageable budgets, and
it might be more affordable. It's particularly if we can supplement it by, you know, selling Almiron or selling Longstaff, whoever it is.
It will make more sense as well if we do sell. So if Almiron does get sold in January plus one other player, then yeah, I think the 3 players coming in could work. My worry though, and my worry has always been with Hal, and he's guilty for this, and he did it to Tonali, he's done it to Hall, he's done it to Livramento, he did it to Bruno, he's done it to every single player that comes into our squad where they don't see daylight. They don't even get a chance, not until like 2 months into the team. And I feel like if we're going to get players in, he needs to embed them in quite quickly. I don't want to, like, let's say we do buy these centre backs who are going to be good players who can add to our depth of our squad or add to, like, you know, you can just see him still starting Shah and Burn. You're not going to see those guys coming in at all. And it's just going to frustrate us. And I do wonder, it's one of those things where, don't get me wrong, like all players need to be embedded in some way because Premier League is a different league. And I'm not saying they should just come in and hit the ground running, like, you know, this ain't FIFA, you know, but at the same time, respectfully, Hal's history of doing this though, it doesn't sit well with me because I'm sorry, I'm never ever gonna get over the crimes of Tonali. I'm sorry. I will never get over it. I will never get over it.
He needs to answer that. When the season's finished, he needs to answer about that. People need to raise that question to him.
It was just such a because the thing is that he had the summer, you know, and also he wasn't injured. That's what we keep going back into. People, it's just like he was behind the scenes playing with this group of players. Surely
for 10 months. Him
and Tyndall should have had a plan of what they're going to do with Tonali coming back, and it should have been like hit the ground running. Right, Tonali, you're in. But instead, my man was getting swapped for Longstaff, and it was just a mess.
And he mentioned it in the press conference. He said, oh, he didn't know his best team. That's why he was chopping and changing because he wasn't happy with what he's seeing. And
also
pre-season's for. That's what pre-season's for, no?
There were crimes, once again, other crimes I wouldn't get him away with. Crimes of Lewis Hall.
That's what
Jeff said. People are really short-minded. People forget that, like, bro, we were starting Kelly at left back in front of Hall at the start of the season for multiple games.
Multiple games, bro.
Like, people don't forget that. And also, I do think stuff like that adds to those losses, adds to those draws, adds to those, like, not successful games. So, going back, I know Paul Mitchell can do his work, and I feel like, I got this thing, there's some fans who chat shit about Paul Mitchell. No. I'm like, bro, you're going to see man start cooking, and you're going to be like, let me have a taste because.
Well, look who we're linked to. Look at the caliber player that we're linked to. That's not Eddie Howe's working. That's not Eddie Howe's working.
It was Uzbekistani.
Apart from Calvert-Lewin that we're still linked to.
Oh no, that's a dead rumor, man. I'm not having that. That's someone trying to drive that
listen. We got a couple comments. We got a question from Win. He said, "Do you guys think PSR will start to affect Man United? No European football for them, bottom half of the league. It needs to,
man.
Well, they got the special dispensation, didn't they? Of was it £70 million for this year?
The COVID thing.
The COVID thing,
which I thought was scandalous. I don't know how they got let off that. So
I don't think they'll be able to spend big. That's been in January. I don't think they're going to be. I think PSL will start to affect them a little bit. That's probably why my man's trying to cut so many costs around the back and that. He's taking liberties, the cost cutting that he's doing there. But I think they're in serious trouble. I really do, because Amram's going to need a complete overhaul, and he's not going to get that over a good few windows. So I think they're going to be.
See him today. He was shaking his head, man.
Listen,
my man just looked disgusted. He looked
what can he do? What can he do? Because he's not going to change his style of play, because that will show a sign of weakness. Yeah, he's got the Rashford issue.
But also, I did predict this as well. I did say that, like, don't worry about Man United because they're gonna. Because I always thought about it. We know his style of play with three at the back, and I was like, suicide if you're gonna make Maguire and then man play three at the back. They're not fit for purpose for that.
They've got Anthony at right wing back.
The thing for me is, I just think De Ligt for me is not working. I think Lenny Euro needs time. He's very young. He was like 19
he was
when
injured as
they
well.
signed him. Maguire, I think, although I think he needs to go, if there's a system he works in, it's a back three.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So I think for the squad, he'll be all right. But they've still got players like Johnny Evans, who's 38, Ericsson, who's 34, Casemiro, 34. They need, in terms of sellable assets, they have some. I actually think they might need to sell the goalkeeper. I think they might need to sell
Garnacho. Sell Garnacho. Yeah, you'll get good money for him, and he's overrated, overhyped. Yeah, sell him to Atletico Madrid, where they like workhorses. Yeah, sell him there. Because they're willing to off 60 million apparently. Sell him. Sell Rashford. Yeah, sell Xerxes because it's not working there. Yeah, you're gonna have to cut your losses on him. But that's their problem. They bought all these players for Ten Hag and then cut him loose. And apparently, is it Alex Crook from TalkSport? He said he knows for a fact that I've offered his services in the summer and they overlooked him because they said his system wouldn't work with the players that they've got. And what did they do? They hired him 3 months later. This is how this is shit show over there.
Apparently, there was issues with Ashworth, wasn't it? Because Ashworth wanted Ten Hag to stay, and apparently they were going to sack Ten Hag.
Yeah,
he backed him and they gave him a chance. And then after that, he wanted Southgate, and I think that's where they fell out. Where they're like, "No, we're going all in. We're going for Amorim." You know,
it's an absolute mess over there. So it's going to take a while. And listen, they're going to get slaughtered at the weekend. Yeah, to Liverpool. It's going to be a bloodbath.
That's 7-0 again, right? That's 7-0 again.
And I think they go to Arsenal in the cup after that.
He has to shift from those tactics, or at least do a variation of it. Because 3-4-3, you saw today. At the halftime analysis, there was literally a box.
No, Carragher was
in the midfield. Obviously, he addressed it once he brought Manu on, but it could have been too late. It was too late by that point. What he's probably better off doing is maybe a 3-4-1-2 or something like that. Some kind of variation, or just 3-5-2. 3-5-2 works. We've seen it work for Conte and various other managers. 3-5-2 works better. So he might have to address that, because they don't, until you get specialist wing backs. I don't know if you remember, Chelsea played 3-4-3 under Tuchel, and Chilwell and Reece James, I think they had like 5 or 6 goals in the first, third of the season.
Yeah.
So you need specialist sort of wing backs.
If you can do it.
They don't have that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that Double D said, Sir Gareth Southgate, thank you.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
But I see Adrian also said about the top 6, said it's so tight in the league. The January window could make or break a few club seasons. And it's true. 100%. And January is a hard time to do business, to be fair. So it's going to be interesting to see what everyone does.
It's a squad game. But at the moment, again, I know this sounds really sort of a bit sour to sort of talk about this when we should be celebrating a win, but it's just frustrating to see that, again, it's that in-game tactics and in-game management where you're thinking it's a squad game, heavy winter schedule, we need to keep people fit. Clearly, in my opinion, the game was won. I think maximum Man United would have got back was 1 goal. Latest changes should have been made with 75 minutes, and you're making it at 83 minutes. If you're doing that every game or most games, that's going to take a lot out of the players. So it's like, are you not learning from last season?
You know
Let's keep them fresh, man.
I hear you. But the thing is, at 2-0, like I say, it's the most dangerous scoreline in football. We weren't, and the thing is, it's not 2-0 and we were comfortable. We weren't comfortable. And I think had they got one goal back, I think it would have been very sticky. So I get why he didn't make those changes. Don't forget, Tino came on quite early, but I see the likes of Isak could have maybe got a rest and whatnot. But I just don't think it was the right time. And had we got the 3rd goal, I would have said, yeah. And the thing is, I think he's obviously, I think he will rotate against Spurs a little bit. And he'll go, and he has to rotate against Arsenal because Shearer and Bruno were suspended, right? I think he's waiting for the Bromley game to do a complete change, right? To give them a rest and then go again after that. Because these games are so important. Again, where the league table is at the moment, we can't really afford to slip at the time if we're going to really progress. And the caliber of team that we're playing, I don't think he can make too many changes like in this game, like especially you wanted to get that game won against Manchester United. But we'll see what he does against Spurs, because obviously Share's suspended. He might bring in Harvey Barnes for Murphy or something like that. Obviously, the two have to play. Tonali and Bruno have to play in the middle. Willock might get a run him a bit earlier. We don't know, because Spurs physically aren't. You're not really for a battle against Spurs. It's more about stopping them scoring and trying to attack it. You know what I mean?
I reckon we start Willock.
Yeah.
Give Joe Linton a bit of rest, I think, because he looked so tired towards the end, man. And I've really realised that he put in such a shift today, Joe Linton.
Yeah.
And I think with Willock's speed, especially if we want to do counter-attack on Tottenham,
it could be
with that high line and that, and with Willock just feeding Isak quite quickly. That could be our key. So I feel like I would like to see that really.
Use him as we could even use him as a second striker. Like the way Rao use Bellingham as a second striker. I would like to see us experiment with that a little bit. Almost play with like a 4-4-2/4-5-1, where he can kind of dip in and out of the midfield, but like you're saying, support Isak a little bit more. Like, just rest these players, man. Even what I was saying is the last 15 minutes at least. Bring on Osula. He's got pace and strength.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I know we were playing like neat football, but it's such a big pitch. There's nothing wrong with hitting it long. Yeah. He's got the pace to stretch them and hold it in the corner. That's all you got to do. Rather than looking to block shots, and you're still pressing. You're still pressing at 85 minutes. What's going on?
Yeah. Osula is going to be our new Tonali. Unfortunately, we're going to be crying for where's Osula. It's just a new. I knew he was
Eddie Howe in it. It's Eddie Howe.
I knew he wasn't going to come on today. I knew he wasn't going to come on.
Look at West Ham. Antonio is not prolific, or it reminds me of Kevin Davies at Bolton. You don't need to be lashing in goals, but you can use them to alleviate the pressure of the team. If they've got athletic abilities, launch it long, because he can hold it up. Callum runs the channels whenever he plays as well.
Who?
Because with Isak now we know the goal. People are seeing the golden gem that we've got. The tough tackles are going to start coming in more, and the way we play relentless intensity, we got to look after him. He can't keep playing 95 minutes every week, because he touch wood, but he'll probably break down at some point. So these are the little things that I'm looking at more long term, like the details of the game.
I think we do have to remember though, and we do have James Bunt's. What's that?
I was gonna say Sean's comment, because he messaged me earlier in the game. He said, "Have you mentioned how Bruno G was stinking up the gap tonight yet, bro?" Yeah.
Wow.
I will say, when he messaged me at that point, I agreed he was having an off game, but after that, he excelled, bro. You have to admit, he excelled for the rest of the game, bro. He was one of our better players. Yeah, he had a shaky start, but after that, I think he grew into the game, and he was controlling it, man. He was controlling the game, bro. You have to give credit where it's due, man. You have to give credit where it's due. But Sean's an Arsenal fan, by the way. He's
Bruno G, one of the best midfielders in the league, man.
Yeah, but listen, I keep saying we've got one of the best midfield duos in the league now. Yeah, Tonali and Bruno together. They can match anybody, and now Joe Linton's there. We've got one of the top midfielders in the league. And considering at the beginning of the season there was talk that they couldn't play together, the chemistry's not there, whatever. Listen, all it takes is time. Tonali in the team, give him a run of games in the sit, and you'll see a big difference. But let's look at the league table, because it is quite interesting. Like I said, it is very tight there. Well, start with Manchester United. So they're in 15th place. Sorry, 14th place on 22 points, right? They're 2 points clear of Crystal Palace, 5 points clear of Everton, who've got a game in hand. Yeah. So they are in the thick of it at the moment, right? They're on a -5 goal difference. Yeah.
Wow.
Conceded 26 goals. Yeah. They are struggling.
Now, right? Pause on that a minute. Pause on that. Because if this rot continues, I know they've got a new manager, and I know that new manager needs time. He needs to get his players in, get his system working. I'm struggling to see the vision of how he's going to solve this with this current squad of Man United. I can't see, because bro, this league is tough, man. This league is tough, and like right about now, Man United, they're a team who I can't see, obviously they couldn't put away Wolves, you know. I can't even see them like putting away teams like Crystal Palace right now.
Bro, if you look at it, if you talk about what team are they beating in the league? Huh? What team are Manchester United? What team could you put your hat on Manchester United beating in the league at the moment? Southampton, maybe?
Southampton.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Southampton.
Ipswich, maybe.
Leicester's not a walkover.
They drew Ipswich.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Did they beat Leicester?
They beat Leicester.
Wolves would be a tough game. Wolves,
well,
maybe.
They've lost to Wolves. They lost to Wolves last weekend.
Wolves beat them 2-0.
Yeah, Wolves beat them 2-0. Yeah. I wouldn't bank on them beating Everton. Although they beat Everton 4-0 in his first game. Or was it Van Nistelrooy? One of them beat them 4-0 at Old Trafford recently.
That was Van Nistelrooy, wasn't it?
But the only team I could say that could probably beat was West Ham. Yeah. That I could say that they could really be confident beating. That's West Ham.
Because put it this way, if they, let's just theoretically say, if they lose their next 3 games, scary hours, my friend. Because
they might do.
Because
right, they're going to lose one of them because it's Liverpool. Yeah, so
22 points. Yeah, Palace are behind with 20.
That's saying Palace play at home to Chelsea this weekend, and given the way Chelsea are playing at the moment, and the way Palace play, I wouldn't put Palace beating Chelsea. Yeah, at Sellers Park. Yeah,
because also once upon a time. This same season, we were 12th, right?
Yeah.
Remember, we were 12th, and I said to you, if we lose the next 3 games, it's gonna get really scary hours. And I did say that, and obviously that didn't happen, and we jumped out of that. It just proved to you that you have to be when you're in that situation. The next 3 games are like crucial, and who knows if they saw today's game was a crucial game or not. But I don't know that. But at the same time, it's not my business. So if they're gonna rot down there, let them rot, innit?
Let's talk about us, innit? Because if we look at our competition, yeah, you're looking at
I don't care about Man United.
Tottenham, Brighton, Villa, Fulham, and Bournemouth, and Man City who are below us. Yeah, Tottenham 11th on 24 points. So if we lose to them, then they can't become 5 points behind us.
They're on 24 points.
They're on 24 points. Yeah,
that's like 2 points above Man United.
Yeah, Brighton on 27 points. I think they're gonna
hold on. Because context is everything. For me, context is everything. Tottenham currently got 2 points above Man United. We're just talking about Man United being the rot.
Yeah.
It's interesting because 2 points is such a small margin. And I know in the league,
bro,
it shows Tottenham 11th, right? But the thing is, we have played Tottenham on the 4th, right?
Yeah.
So in my view, I'm looking at it like this. We're playing against Tottenham, who are 2 points above Man United. We should win that game. That's my view now, mentality, because the context of the point situation, and don't get me wrong, they do score goals, but like I said to you the other day, you're playing at home and you concede 6 goals at home. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
It's against Liverpool, though, isn't it?
They
also remember they also smashed Man City 4-0, though.
No, but they beat Man City all the time. They beat Man City all the time.
That's Man City in a situation.
I'm not saying
that ain't no 3-2. That's a 4-0, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not saying we expect to beat to beat Spurs. Don't get me wrong, but
Man City are all over the place.
Spurs will always beat Manchester City. Whether 4-0, okay, fair enough. But don't forget they should have been 2-0 down within 10 minutes. But 4-0, fair enough. Innit? Impressive thing. But Spurs have conceded 41 goals. They've conceded 41 goals, bro.
Oh, that's bad.
No, that's wrong.
Man,
they have?
No, they scored 41.
You know what? I think Isak likes playing against Spurs, so I'm just saying.
Will Romero be back? And who's the Van der Ven?
Doubtful, but if they are, that's their first game back, so they're not going to be match fit.
They're going to be raw, man.
Yeah. And so Bentancur came back, and
but don't
helped them a little bit.
Yeah, don't quote me though. I think Bentancur might be suspended. I think.
Oh wow.
I think Bentancur and Udogie might be suspended. Don't quote me, but I think that might be the case. I think. Yeah. And
to be honest, they're the 2 players that not say cause us troubles, but they're some of Spurs' best players, aren't they? Really,
bro. You remember what Son did to Trippier last time at the thing at White Hart Lane, bro? And I was there, bro. He got annihilated.
So hold on. This league is getting interesting now because I'm looking at as well with ourselves. We're 32 points. Chelsea got 35. Chelsea losing against Ipswich was a massive loss to them, you know.
They've lost their last 2 games.
Yeah,
a draw and 2 losses in their last 3 games.
And they go to Palace next.
Mm.
They go to
not an
Palace.
easy place. That's the London Derby. It's not easy. It's not an easy place to go. Selhurst Park will be rocking.
The only thing that like scares me about Chelsea is that they still have quite a high goal difference. We got 11, they got 15.
Well, I don't expect to finish above Chelsea. That's why I say I don't think we're going to get top four.
They got a better squad in it, yeah. So they'll likely
they'll get it over the line in the end.
More results, yeah.
I think
but randomly, who do you think's the most informed team in the league in the last 5 games?
Most informed?
It's us.
Yep.
It's
us.
Nope.
Forest, isn't it?
Oh, Forest. Forest.
Who's after them?
It's us.
Us.
Yeah.
And then who's after that? Who's after us?
Liverpool.
Yeah. So we're the second most informed team in the league. Obviously, context is everything. We've had some nice fixtures there, but we're on the come up now. We're on the come up.
Solve day. Listen, who Liverpool played? Who have they played? Come on.
West Ham, Leicester, Spurs, Fulham.
Exactly. Yeah, and us. Yeah. So you know what I mean. They've had an easier run than us. Yeah. So let's not sugarcoat it. Forest. Who Forest played? Everton. Brentford. Who else they played?
Forest.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm just gonna check.
Forest have played Everton, Brentford, Spurs, Villa, and Man United in their last 5.
So pretty much the same as us. Yeah. So they've been kind as well. So we're no different. We're no different. Yeah?
I hear you. Yeah.
Let's double check something. I'm gonna get up the fixture list, the good old fixture list.
While you do,
I wanna see, because we played Forest already this season, haven't we?
We beat them,
we beat them.
And they said we're the best team that they faced this season.
But when we beat them, was that at their ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to play them at home, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
February 22nd.
After Fulham and Manchester City.
Wow.
And it was Liverpool after that.
February's tasty, man. Like Fulham isn't.
Oh yeah, because we got City and Liverpool, man. So really, this January we've got to make it count. Like I want to see us get at least 3 wins out of 4. Because then I don't mind if we lose to City and Liverpool. I really don't mind, because we would have.
Bournemouth at home, man.
It's all about maximizing the opportunities.
Bournemouth is another team that's been upsetting people this season. They've been upsetting people.
Bro, really and truly, January, apart from Spurs, we should be winning all those games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Bournemouth will be tough, but we're at home. We should be beating them at home.
Yeah. I'm going to Southampton, by the way. I'm going to Southampton game, and I'm going to the Wolves.
Are you going?
Yeah.
I might try go to that, actually. I might try go because it's just down the road from me, innit? So I usually do go, and that's why I'm actually quite been glad that Southampton are back in the Prem, because I can go St Mary's easy.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes I've got to sit with their fans, and it's hard, man. It's difficult, but I'll take it. Just go on incognito. But just don't have a hoodie over my shirt, innit? That's all right.
We got a comment from Sean there. He said Spurs are a lot like a lot of teams right now. Offensive threat if defensively weak. Yeah, true.
They're just like, I think what doesn't help them is the manager's approach. You know, they're playing a high line. I get it, because you've got a doggy there who's got pace. You've got Van de Ven who's got pace, but it's still risky playing a high line. And Romero, you know, on his day, he's quality, but he's got a really poor temperament, and he tends to get a lot of yellow cards and the occasional sending off. So
to be honest, Spurs is the perfect opposition for us, because I'm telling you that Isak loves playing against them, because he can break that line.
Yeah, we
can break that line. And you saw today against Man United. There's a few times where we broke their line as well, and I was just like, yeah, man, this is what I've been missing. Let's say, I don't know, 6-7 episodes ago, I was just like, we're not breaking the lines. Isak's not getting fed. It's funny now how I'm now seeing evidence of that, So, like I said, going back, I know this is a long episode, isn't it? But going back in the same episode, obviously Jefferson was just like thinking, nah, I don't think we can win this one with Spurs. But I'm staying confident, man. I think we can beat Spurs.
You know what? Adrian said we can't be giving Spurs too much respect. And I'm looking at their lineup, right?
Yes.
Vicario's injured, Romero's injured, Van der Vent injured, Davis is injured, Udogie is a doubt, Bentancur suspended. Yeah. Odegaard's out, and Moore's out, Richarlison's out. So
whoa,
we should be going there. The only thing is, I'm thinking is the tiredness, the fatigue, because of what we did for the last 2 games. He has to rotate. He maybe sees a chance to rotate.
Might start Barnes, and
He should be going there. Start Harvey Barnes in some capacity. Maybe Willock. Obviously, the centre back's going to change as well. So if we can do that, boy, Highline with no Van de Ven equals goals.
And let's not forget when Isak made his man scritch up on the ground, looking like,
boy,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. I'm quite looking forward to it. And they hate playing us, Tottenham. I think Tottenham likes playing us.
Yeah.
Especially at St. James's, but yeah.
All right. Well,
the motto is to not get too excited in it.
Yeah.
One game at a time. Well, AC's like,
no, man. No, man. Today, yeah, we popped down Man United, yeah. We popped down Villa. Spurs, you're next. You're next, Spurs.
You know what? I think it's now we need to, now we're going to the new year, take it 1 month at a time. Yeah. We've looked at those fixtures and we'll see how we do at the end of January, and we'll take stock then. But I think that's the perfect place to leave it. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the resounding victory over the trash Manchester United. But
have a happy new year, everyone.
Yeah, happy new year. We'll be back. When's the 4th, isn't it? I'll be a year older. It's my birthday on Thursday, so yeah. I'll be a year older. Yeah, man.
Jeez.
Wait, watch this. He kept that one a secret.
Yeah, man. Not trying to make a big deal out of
it. He's waiting for the Man United win, isn't it? He's like, yeah, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But no, big up all for joining. This is going to be available on the audio on the Apple Podcast and the Spotify. But yeah, keep the likes coming in. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we appreciate it. But yeah, until then, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace,
people.